Told myself after yesterday I was just going to watch the game, wouldn't have any frustrations from the team, would just sit back, relax, watch baseball, and whatever happens, happens. And as only the Seattle Mariners can do, they still find a way to make it an extremely frustrating loss. What is up? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome into the Seattle Mariners postgame recap. Mariners lose tonight 5-4 on a walk-off home run from Shea Langoliers. They fall to 69-69, 500 on the season. Before I go any further, if you guys can do me a favor, hit that like button, hit subscribe if you're new or lurking, and especially, hit that sub button, because with this, as the season dwindles down, I don't know how many people are out there looking for too much Mariners content at this point. So if you could help the channel out, I'd appreciate it. And comment your thoughts down below. Whether it's Joe Adell, Mickey Moniak, now it's Shea Langoliers tonight. There's always one in every series. The Mariners just cannot find a way to get out. Langoliers is a pretty decent hitter. And he adds to it tonight with two home runs in this game, a 3-run shot and the solo shot to win it. Mariners lost 3 one-run games in a row. All games they had the lead in. They are 4-14 in their last 18 one-run games. They are an incredibly tough watch. Is this the worst Mariners team I've ever seen? No, probably not even close, honestly. Sat through a lot of bad baseball. This might be the toughest one to, most frustrating, I think, by far. They are up there because this team had potential to be good and to win. And they're sitting here at 500 with 23 games left to go. Such a shame. Such a shame. This is a team that had a 10-game lead in the division in June, and we have reached September. And I think I can speak for most of you. I try not to do that, but are you still emotionally invested that much? I'm not. It still found a way to hurt. I still want to watch my team win, but it's over, right? Like they're not, I should never make definitive statements like that, but it pretty much is. And you had a 10-game lead in June and we just hit September and we've already, it's over. Just how bad is that? How awful is that? What a train wreck of a season for this team that had so much promise at one point. And they were probably overperforming when they had the 10-game lead. But even this team, overperforming, you would still hope they would hold on to that, or at least get to September with, maybe it's down to 1 or 2-game lead where we're still holding out. Now it's gone so far the other way that they're virtually done. And every game just worse than the previous. You go, it can't get much worse. I'm honestly, part of me expects them to win just because, my gosh, you can't keep losing games like that, right? Eventually you're going to find a way to win one and they just keep losing. They'll find a way tomorrow. They will find a way tomorrow to make it a worse loss than the day before. Something will happen. We'll go, oh, hey, they look a little bit better tonight. Then nope. Today the offense starts out, gets 3 runs early. A's offense has been swinging the bats pretty well, but you'd expect Logan Gilbert, who, is a top shelf pitcher, to be locked in and be able to bring home the W for that. Nope. Gives up 4 runs with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. Lawrence Butler doubles, Rooker doubles, the walks Blade and the home run to Langoliers, all the hits on sliders, kept throwing it. And Logan does a nice job to bounce back and get through 6, but it's not good enough. Chargois and Snyder do their jobs, and Voth comes in, gives up the home run. The offense starts out 3 runs in, I think, the first 3 innings. 1 run the rest of the way against an A's bullpen that did not have Mason Miller tonight. It's not like Mason Miller threw 2 of those innings. You had, 3 rookies come out of the bullpen after McFarland? And listen, I'm not saying, rookies can throw the ball well, and they had some live arms, but got to find a way to put up a run there somewhere, guys. It's just insane. When the offense gets going, the pitching collapses, and the pitching settles in, and the offense collapses. I don't even really know what to say. I mean, it feels like a team that's kind of mailed it in a little bit. I don't like to question guys' efforts. I'm sure there are guys playing very hard out there. But regardless, this isn't Little League, right? Where I'm going to go, oh, hey, nice, you ran that one out. This is the pros, and you're paid to win games. And this team is not doing it. They're back to square one, 500, with 24 games left. It is just a complete train wreck finish here to the season for the Mariners. And, even had they won, it wouldn't have changed my outlook, but just be nice to watch this team win, right? I'm sitting there, turning on the game, going, okay, up 3-0, this is nice, right? Like, it's good to see them winning. Hey, the other team's lost, they're chasing. Not that I'm trying to get back into the playoff talks or anything, but you're looking at that going, okay, like, this is nice, right? Logan Gilbert looks pretty good. Offense is doing enough against Baddoo. looks like a game they're kind of going to win 4-5-1, something like that. And good to see, right? Like, I will never apologize for rooting for my team to win. I don't think you should either, regardless of where they are in the standings. But then it just turns into your typical Mariners game the last few days, with just, either a bad inning for the pitching, and then the offense can't respond. Then the offense does respond. The pitching gives it right back. I mean, you couldn't write this script to be like this if you wanted to. And I really don't know what to say. I really don't. I want to say something more profound for you guys, but I'm truly at a loss for words right now. It just is what it is with this ball club. I don't know if I said it, but 4-14, the last 18 one-run games some of this team used to thrive on. And now it's turned into a bugaboo for this team. And you live by the one-run game, you die by it. It's why people talk about the luck factor with one-run games, and teams that are really good in those games tend to kind of have a drop off because it's just not sustainable to win that many. Now, you'd expect the team, I wouldn't expect the team to be 4-14 over the last 18. They should be better than that. But they've had a lot of runs where they've gone 14-4 in that too. Even early in the year when they got the 10-game lead, they were winning a lot of one-run games and stuff, and it's kind of come back to bite them. And when you couple that with the bullpen injuries and an offense that just isn't good enough, and this pitching has not been good on the road really all year. It's not something I've talked about a lot, but it has not been good on the road. And you couple that, so you take away the dominant pitching. At home, you get the dominant pitching. It's going to keep in the games and give you a chance. But on the road, it's been pretty mediocre. Your offense is still bad. You're not going to win games with that, right? With the strength of the Mariners supposed to be the starting pitching and the offense doing just enough, right? We never expect this to be a top 5 offense or anything like that, but that was how they were going to win games. And now you've got the bad hitting. The hitting's been worse than, just enough. And when you're on the road, the pitching hasn't been great either. Of course you're not winning these games. You're not that much better than the Angels and A's when that's how you're running it out there, right? Like the Mariners with mediocre starting pitching and bad offense, of course they're not beating these teams. And then they're playing these close games and the other teams are just finding a way. I don't know. I know it's not super profound or anything, but I don't really know what to say. Let's get into the box score here, then I'll get out of here. Logan Gilbert, 6 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 and 1 walk, 9 Ks. Listen, 1 walk, 9 Ks is solid. All those runs came in 1 inning with 2 outs. So frustrating. And of all the things to pick on with this season, Logan Gilbert is not one of them. But that is so frustrating. All 4 of those runs, not just in 1 inning, but with 2 outs. Come on. Get the final out, guys. Not just Logan, whoever is out there. So frustrating because the other 5 2/3, nothing given up by Logan, but that 1/3 of an inning just kills him. Chargois had a nice inning with a couple strikeouts. Snyder did walk the leadoff man the 8th, but got around it. Facing the middle of the order too, that was good to see. Austin Voth throws 6 pitches to Langoliers. Yep, and he hits one out and game's over. So going to Munoz there. I don't even care so much about the managerial decisions anymore. Listen, I was fine moving on from Scott. I said that. What do you guys know? I was also clear it's not going to be a magic fix for things. It's not going to just randomly fix this team. A lot of this falls on the players. They have underperformed and been poor. And regardless of who the manager is, the players have got to play. And, Austin Voth, not good enough in that spot. Should it have been Munoz? Probably. But then, the other day they did it with Munoz and Saturday, and he gave the home run to Moniak. So, whoever's in has got to be better. The offense has got to find a way to get a run across against 3 rookie pitchers. When Mason Miller doesn't come out of that bullpen, you've got to find a way to put up a run or 2. Couldn't do it. Players have got to be better. Could Dan have done a couple decisions differently today? Sure, he could have. But the players have still got to come through. Somebody on this team has to, with runners in scoring position, get a hit. Somebody, please. What were they with runners in scoring position? They probably weren't even as bad as I'm thinking, but 2 for 8, I guess that's better than they were. It's 250. It's better than they've been. But again, another series, 3 for 8, you probably win this game. You get 3 more hits over the last 3 games with runners in scoring position, they win all 3. Then they're sitting 3 and 2.5 back, and we're in this, right? We're in this thing. Somebody get the hit with runners in scoring position. Justin Turner did it today. Good to see. I don't remember what the other one was, to be perfectly honest. I think it was a Rosarina with a runner at second or something like that. So I don't even know if they, that other one, I don't even know if it scored a run or not, to be honest, because Cal was a 2-run home run after a JP walk. Um, but yeah, pitching not good enough, hitting not good enough. Let's look at the lineup. Get JP out of the leadoff spot. 0 for 4 with a walk. If JP isn't drawing a walk, does he have a hit since he's come off the IL? I don't think he does. If he does, it was like an infield hit or something that I missed. But get JP out of the leadoff spot. The walks are nice, right? JP can work the count, but the key to working the count is you got to do something with it. Again, another game where I saw a lot of 3-2 pitches right down the middle. Mariners just staring at the microcosm of the Mariners, right? They work some okay at bats, and then they just stare at strike three. Get JP out of the leadoff spot. It's not working right now. Move him down in the order, please. Not that it's going to change anything really, in my opinion, but you can't keep rewarding poor play, essentially. And JP has been rough since coming back. Has the ability to work a walk or two, put him in the 9 spot, fine. Maybe turns the lineup over with a walk. But like I said, I don't think JP, I don't even know if he's hit much hard since coming off the aisle. I'm sure he's hit a couple balls hard. Everybody does, but nothing that's really impressed me. Julio was 1 for 3 with RBI, sack, fly, base, hit a walk, and I think 2 stolen bases or one stolen base. Julio's the one guy here on this road trip that to me has played pretty well in Justin Turner. Good to see from Julio. He's going to be a big part of this team next year. He's going to have to be. So would love to see a nice, really solid September finish for Julio. Not perfect today, 1 for 3. The walk, but it's on base twice and 4 at-bats. That's pretty solid. The approaches look better since Edgar's taken over, so that's good to see from Julio. Rosarina was 1 for 4. Before that, Cal was 1 for 4, the 2-run home run. Good to see the home run from Cal. It's been a while. But again, some poor at-bats after that. So, nice to see the home run, though. Talk about a Rosarina. Turner 1 for 3 with the walk and a base hit. Nice road trip for Justin Turner. I really thought that veteran presence would kind of give you that Carlos Santana type guy in the clubhouse. And not saying Turner hasn't been that. He can only do so much too. But I thought he had a good at-bat in that 6th inning when they tied it. Didn't try to do too much. It's been a problem for this team. Veteran Turner just goes with the pitch. Solid base hit, gets the run in, gets it tied, and keeps the line moving. I can't tell you how many times I wish the Mariners would just do that. I'm not against a home run if you can put it out. But man, it seems like this team just swinging for the fences in all these situations and pressing. It was nice to see that veteran at-bat from Justin Turner. Polanco was 0 for 3 with a walk. Rayleigh 0 for 2. Dylan Moore pinched hit. You can make a case that was probably not the right time to do that because by doing that, you forced Dylan Moore to play first base, which fine, that didn't really factor in. But then later in the game, Dylan Moore had a critical at-bat that he was up in the 8th inning where you would have preferred Luke Rayleigh in that spot. I get going to Moore against the lefty, and he worked a walk in that at-bat. So it wasn't a bad at-bat by Demo, but, sometimes you got to look down the road. I don't know. I'm so burnt out from talking about managerial decisions. Players got to play. Demo's got to come through. Rayleigh's got to come through. Whoever it is, get a hit. Josh Rojas 0 for 2. Garver pinched hit for him. That one I'm fine with. Rojas has really been scuffling, and especially against lefties. I'm okay with that one. Garver hit the ball pretty hard, lined out. Mitch Haniger ended up coming into the game defensively. He had an atrocious at-bat, struck out on 3 pitches. Victor Robles, the other guy, 2 for 4, that's been solid. I'm really happy they got Robles locked up. I think at worst, you're looking at a really, really solid 4th outfielder that's definitely going to play against lefties for you and can certainly play when someone's hurt for 2-3 weeks and not kill it. Truly, right now, Robles should be definitely in the lineup every day. He's been one of your better hitters. But ideally, I think you'd kind of prefer him more in that platoon 4th outfielder role. Maybe a Rayleigh Robles platoon in 2025 would make some sense for this team. We'll see. I'm not going to get too much into that now, but nice game for Robles with a double and a single. He's one of the guys that definitely looks like he cares out there, and a stolen base as well. So Robles is still giving it everything he's got. And I'm not trying to individually accuse anybody of mailing it in, but man, this team just looks dead. They just look dead. They look like they got their plane tickets booked for the offseason. And there better be some serious turnover, whatever needs to be done in the offseason. I can't do it. I'm it's not my decisions to make, but I'm tired of it. I am tired of it. I gave them leeway last year, and I feel like an idiot for it because I was like, I think they got a pretty good process going here. I think they'll bounce back, a little bit. I think they'll have a better start to the year. That should give them a little more juice in September, which they actually did this year. And they just lost all of it. I'm done with it. There needs to be changes. which I don't necessarily think are going to happen because I think it's got to start at the way top. And I don't think you're going to get any changes there. So, and that's what I talked about yesterday. Unless Stanton's willing to just fork out a ton of money, which I don't think is going to happen, then I think you got to look at organizations that have worked with lower budgets and have found more success than the Mariners have and see if someone in one of those organizations can help a little bit. Maybe come over and have a little bit different eye for talent. You got a pretty good farm system, so you got some stuff to work with here. I still will maintain I don't think it's a bad job, the Mariners' job. I don't, as a GM or VP or whatever. I still think it's a pretty good job. I think there's some talent here. There definitely is some talent here. There's a great pitching staff. I think you even have some hitters that you'd be, okay, I can see this working. But they've got to find a way to get it from, whatever step you want to stay. There's like 4 steps to a baseball team. They're on like step 2.5. They got to get to step 1 somehow. And they just haven't been able to make that leap. Mariners back to 500. I'll be back tomorrow with the post-game recap. I'm sorry for these sounding so down. It's just gut-wrenching, some of these games. I'll say this. The Seahawks better freaking win on Sunday, like 900,000 to nothing. We all, if you're a Seahawks fan and you watch this, we deserve that. I am so tired of all these losses and all this frustration. I want an easy smash mouth W on Sunday for the Hawks because my gosh, do we deserve it. Although Broncos fans are probably Rockies fans, so they might deserve it too. But you know what I mean? It's just so frustrating. Man, we need something to go right here. Knowing our luck, the Seahawks will lose, and that'll be the series the Mariners sweep against the Cardinals that weekend or something. So we'll see how it goes. But I'll be back tomorrow. I want to talk about a win. This is just so frustrating. But like, comment, subscribe. And again, I apologize. I feel like the quality of these has not been as good. It's tough. It is tough talking about this team. And it's not like they've called up a lot of young guys either. That would be the other thing. If this team was like 42 and 90 or something, but Cole Young was up. I'm not saying they should be bringing up Montez, but Montez, Emerson, whoever it is, let's say those guys were up, there'd be something to talk about. Right now, it's just the same guys. And I'm not blaming them. The prospects aren't really ready yet. You can make a case for Cole Young, but the rest of them aren't really ready yet. So it's tough to talk about just the same guys out there all the time. There's really, outside of like the future players, or Julio, the rotation, Cal. I'm not saying that's all it's going to be back, but there's just not a lot to really, get into with this team. I'm kind of out of things to talk about with it. And the losses are still the same outside. Just, we're all in misery with it. So have a great night, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Labor Day. And as always, go Mariners. Peace.